For this video, I decided to take a little blast into the past and think about what I was curious about uni back as a young little high schooler, braces and frizzy hair included. I think most of the reason why uni seemed a little nerve-wracking was not because I didn't know what to study, because I did sort of have an idea, but because everything was so unknown. And that scared me, and I think uncertainty scares a lot of people. But that's okay, because I'm going to give you the rundown on the structure of university here at Auckland Uni, all in just a few minutes. I don't know about you, but I always wondered how I would be spending my time at university. Would I have the luxury of spare time to catch up on my favourite Netflix shows, or would I be having to hit the books and head to class? So let's take a look at the bigger picture. Our university year is a bit shorter than the high school year, as we start in March and end in November. Unlike high school, where the year is broken down into terms, the university year is broken into 2 semesters, semester 1 and semester 2. And whereas the high school year tends to be quite continuous over the terms, at university between the semesters we have a month-long inter-semester break where we are truly free. Like, we are not enrolled in any classes, which means no studying and no assignments. Woo! The summer holiday after you finish high school but before you start university is definitely one of the best summers ever because it's so long. Each semester also has a 2-week mid-semester break in the middle of each semester, which I don't really consider a true holiday, as these will inevitably be used for studying for upcoming tests and doing assignments. Each semester at university, most people are enrolled in 4 different papers. So let's take a look now at the types of classes that we have at university. Firstly, we have lectures, which are definitely going to make up the bulk of your timetable. Each of your 4 papers each semester will have about 3 lectures per week. Each lecture is 50 minutes long, which is pretty similar to a typical high school class. Your lectures are taught by professors. So if you're studying science, like I did in first year, these lecturers are usually also doing their own top-class research at the university. So they are super knowledgeable and basically experts in their field. There can be hundreds of people attending each lecture, so you're definitely not going to get that one-on-one attention like back in high school from your teachers. In fact, in classes that are, hundreds big, most lecturers will probably never know your name. The amount of stuff we learn in each lecture is way, way, way more than you would typically learn in a 1-hour period at high school. One of my lecturers told me something that has always quite stuck with me, which is that for every 50-minute lecture that you have at uni, you need to put in at least 50 minutes of study in your own time at home. So a lot of that learning will be self-directed by you. We're also lucky in that the majority of lectures will be recorded and posted online to revise later on. Secondly, we have labs for science-based papers. So each sciencey paper will have a lab every 2 weeks. Each lab is 2 hours long, and it's taught by older students who are studying their masters, honors, PhD, and so on. And I absolutely love this, as it makes everyone feel super comfortable with asking questions. They're students too, and they've been there and done that. These classes will also be a lot smaller than your lectures, and you'll mostly be working with your lab partner anyway. Labs are really fun because you can channel your inner mad scientist, and we did some really cool labs where we made crystals, aspirin, dissected a sheep's heart, and got familiar using lots of different types of lab equipment. Thirdly, we have tutorials, the kind of equivalent of labs but for non-science-based papers. They are once every 2 weeks for each non-sciencey paper, and they are around 1 to 2 hours long. They are also taught by older students at the university, and also like labs, these classes are small, but they have a more of a group work focus, so think group problem solving and group projects. So, assessments. The majority of your grade for each paper is going to be made up of the test and the exam. So what's the difference between a test and an exam then? So let's go back to our year-long view and slot them in. Tests will be before or after the mid-semester study break, whereas exams will be at the end of each semester. Exams are usually worth a bit more percentage than tests because tests usually cover all the stuff we've learned in the first half of the semester, whereas exams usually cover all the material from the entire semester of that paper.
But sometimes they also just cover the second half of the semester.
The other tiny bit of your grade will be made up of a combination of lab marks, online quizzes, assignments, and group projects. Then you can add up all of your marks from each individual component, and you can calculate your overall grade for that paper from a scale of 0 to 100, and 50% of course is a pass and the equivalent of a C- grade, whereas 90% or higher is an A+, and all the other letter grades are in between in 5% increments. And then you will repeat all of that all over again for semester 2. So feel free to leave me a comment down below. You can do so anonymously and I will get back to you. And thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.